In this case, spout Mr. Barnett wants to sue hospitals, cause the doctor doesn't want to treat him. There was 3 police officer or night watchmen who are on duty for patrol. When they wants to stay up, the 3 police is making a tea for they can be focus at night. After 3 police drinking the tea, suddenly they feels uneasy because his stomach feels so hurt and wants to vomit. At 1st of January 1966 at 8 a.m. the 3 policemen go to the emergency department at Chelsea Amp, Kensington Hospital for checkup and wants to take medicine. After that the 3 police spoke to the nurse and say they wants to meet the doctor. The nurse called Dr. Banerjee who was not there but at his home. However, Dr. Banerjee said that he would not come to treat them. Because himself not feeling well, Dr. Banerjee advised them to go home and call their own doctor. Of the police going back home. After 5 hours one of the police which Mr. Barnett was died because of drinking the tea. The 2 police known that they had an arsenic poisoning when drinking the tea. So Mr. Barnett wants to sue the hospital due to negligence. They bring the cases to the court to sued. The judge say the hospital is not liable because even if Mr. Barnett get a checkup that time, there were no issue of it. Also the hospital didn't do their breach the standard of care, that breach was held to not be a cause of Mount Barnett death. This is because the doctor is refused to treat a patient who appear before him after swallowing arsenic is not a cause of fact in the patient's subsequent death if it established that can have even proper treatment would not have saved him. So the court say that Mr. Barnett win for this cases cause the doctor not liable for his death. From this case is Mr. Barnett as a patient, visited the emergency department of the Chelsea and Kensington Hospital. He was reported sick. The emergency doctor didn't come to treat him and advised him to go home and called his own doctor to treat him. Unfortunately Mr. Barnett died at that night from arsenic poisoning. In this case of medical negligence, is until stage to determine whether they failed to fulfill the task, like hospital had a duty of care toward patient and they failed to meet that duty. In this case of Mr. Barnett, the hospital had a duty to diagnose and treat patients, but the court found no breach of duty because the doctors acted in good faith, as Mr. Barnett's symptoms didn't strongly suggest arsenic poisoning, and they made their diagnosis based on the available information. In the Barnett case, it was determined that even if the hospital had correctly identified the patient's condition, it wouldn't have saved Mr. Barnett's life due to the advanced stage of poisoning. No link existed between the alleged breach of duty, failure to diagnose, and the Mr. Barnett death. This case established the requirement for both a breach of duty and a causal link successful negligence claim.